Shalom, shalom. We're the real Hebrew Israelites coming in week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of Esau, two-thirds our people, and the other nations. First and foremost, want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and to the brothers that's preaching this word with truth and sincerity and charity and risking their lives to do so. This is Brother Kanasla from GMS Chicago, and basically wanted to get into basically what you see right here, that the flat earth is basically not real. Alright? There are still some people that's completely retarded, alright, that believes in the flat earth theory. Alright? And it's totally fake. Alright? The earth is round. Everybody knows this. This is, something that people have known since the beginning. It's in the scriptures too. So I'm about to click on this video, and then I'm gonna hit you with the scriptures, alright?
The evil of light once almost destroyed the world, and now it has returned.
My children, they have power and vision.
Bring them to me.
We are family.
Oscar, you asked the question, what are some of the easiest ways that you can prove that the Earth is round? Because apparently this is something that we're debating. I have no idea why. That's a hard thing for me to even start talking about, because there are so many proofs that the Earth is round, it's difficult to know where to start. And it's not okay to think that the Earth is flat.
Now, the thing is that, it's crazy, because the thing is, the tongue will fall upon their own tongue fall upon themselves, and then, you got her, telling you, like, hey, like she even said, I don't even know where to begin, because there's so much proof that the earth is round, like it blew me when I first heard that, people that know that they Hebrew Israelites is saying that the earth is flat. And it's like, wait, what? Like, wait, hold on, man. But, hey, I'm going to get into a scripture after. You know what? Nah, I'm going to hit this right now. This Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. It said, for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Like the lie of thinking that the earth is flat. Like, are you serious? See? They think it's this. Don't make no sense. Anyway.
This is not a viable argument. I have friends who have been on the International Space Station. They have orbited the Earth once every 90 minutes. I have had personal experience with people that have been up in space and can see with their own eyes that the Earth is round. And of course, we've taken all these amazing pictures from space. They're so beautiful, all those pictures of the Earth. So I don't really know what's going on right now with this Earth is flat thing, but I will tell you that this is one of the things I really enjoyed teaching my own astronomy class about, because there are proofs all around you. It is not difficult to know that the Earth is round. In fact, people have known this for way more than 2,000 years. The ancient Greeks actually had a number of really elegant, wonderful proofs that the Earth was a sphere. So let's start from the simple to the slightly more complicated. One of the things you can see yourself with a pair of binoculars is if you actually go out to a lake and there are boats on that lake, the farther away a boat is, the more the bottom of the boat will disappear, and you'll basically just see the mast of the boat. And as a boat goes farther and farther away, the last thing you will see is the very top of the mast of that boat. And that's because the boat is actually going over the horizon that's curved. And that means that as it goes farther and farther away, you see less and less of the bottom of it and more of the top of that.
Say it's just something as simple as that, it just proves that it's circle. All right, let's see.
You can see that with binoculars, by an ocean, by a lake. It's really easy. That wouldn't happen if the Earth were flat. You would simply see the boat getting smaller and smaller and smaller as it went farther away, but you'd be able to see the whole thing with the same proportions. Now, another way that you can tell that we're on a sphere is to think about how there's something called the tropics on the Earth. And the tropics are places near the equator of the Earth where sometimes the sun is overhead in the sky. And this was actually something that the Greeks used not only to prove that the Earth was round about 2,000 years ago, but they actually measured the circumference of the Earth accurate to within just a couple percent.
Now, just for the record, it says that, the Greeks and stuff like that, but it said Israel is the form of all things, all right?
2,000 years ago, we've known that the Earth was round. There was a really brilliant Greek scientist called Eratosthenes, and Eratosthenes noticed that there was a town called Syene, and on a certain date, the sun would actually shine straight down to the bottom of a well. That meant the sun was directly overhead. You could look down a well and see the sun shining back at you. And on the very same date, farther away in the city of Alexandria, that didn't happen. The sun was not directly overhead. It was a slight angle. And all that Eratosthenes did was he measured the difference in the angle of the sun. It was straight overhead in Syene. In Alexandria, it was a little bit less than overhead. And he rationed that that change in angle from one city to another was probably indicative of us being on a curved surface. And you could make all kinds of measurements, even between those two cities, and see that the angles were different. The sun was at a different place in the sky. Using this, he actually measured the circumference of the Earth, and he got it right 2,000 years ago. So another really simple proof is that on any given date, at different cities and different places around the world, the sun is at different angles in the sky. That wouldn't happen if the Earth wasn't round. Then there are some other proofs that are a little more obscure, but they're actually really lovely. And one is to observe what happens during a lunar eclipse. Now, a lunar eclipse happens when the Earth casts a shadow on the moon. The moon actually goes dark. In fact, if you've seen one, you can actually see the Earth's shadow go across the moon. And when the moon is entirely in the Earth's shadow, the moon looks kind of dark and even kind of red colored. It's really, really beautiful. What's happening in that case is that the sun is on one side of the Earth. The Earth is in the middle, and it's casting a shadow. The Earth is casting a shadow on the moon. And as the shadow moves across the moon, you'll notice that the shadow is curved, it's round. So something like the sun that's bigger than the Earth and is able to cast a shadow of the Earth on the moon can actually show you the shape of the Earth. Aha, you might say, but could the Earth be a disk? Could it be flat, but it's actually still shaped like a disk, not like a sphere? There was a Greek scientist called Aristarchus, and what he noticed was that you can get a lunar eclipse at many different angles where the sun is. Sometimes the shadow goes straight across the moon. Sometimes it just kind of glances the moon. Just a little bit is in shadow, just on the top or on the bottom. From every different vantage point, every different angle that the sun is casting a shadow, you always get a perfectly curved shadow. The only shape that can cast a shadow that's curved from any direction you put the light is a sphere. So
let's see, short and simple. All right. So we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna hit Isaiah 40 and 22. It says, "It is he that sitteth upon this circle of their earth, O snap, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers." All right, grasshoppers, for which represents the people that stretches out the heavens as a curtain and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. All right, circle. So look up circle. Ooh, circle. Alright. Yep. It's Chawag. Alright. Alright, it says circle, circuit, compass. Alright, it's round, pretty much. Alright. Then, let's see. Slovakia, give me a sec. You know, and it's like, it's so much proof out there, especially scriptures, to prove that the earth is, round. But you got people like Esau who, like, bringing in different philosophies and BS to make you question the scriptures, alright? Like, let's see. This Ephesians 4:13. It said, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie and wait to deceive. And that's what Esau do, man. They lie and wait to deceive. They have so many philosophies and theories and hypotheses. Like, it's just madness, all right? A bunch of confusion, all right? And the Most High is not the author of confusion. He's not the author of confusion. He makes things straight to the point. It's like, hey, it's circle. Hey, the bloodline is through your father. Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is how this is. This is how that is. Alright? Period. Alright? So, with Isaiah 40 and 22, once again, it said, it is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth is round, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in. Alright? So, hey, the earth is round, period. Alright? Just a little quick hitter. So I hope this was edifying. I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Crocodiles, to Wildness, to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone, and to the brothers that's preaching his word with truth and sincerity and charity of risking their lives to do so. Shalom and a Bible ball.